Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm sharing the layouts that I made during the month of February 2024. All right, friends, so I made 32 layouts, 12 by 12 layouts. Well, okay, I made 36 12 by 12 pages, but a couple of them, I think 4 of them are double page spreads. So for me, that's a total of 32 layouts. I also started a 6x8 album and did some clusters in a class. So I'm going to show you all of that. Let's start with the class. Yeah, we can start there. So I took the Vicky Boutin Discover and Create. So this collection, such a beautiful collection. I don't know what it is about the orange and blue that just like catches my attention so well. But anyway, so I did this weekend extravaganza. I love her extravaganzas. I try to do all of them, but not always successfully. This time I actually did participate live along with her. So we did, the first thing on the Friday night was we did these clusters, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed seeing how an artist puts those kinds of things together. So starting with those bigger icons in the back and layering up and getting smaller as we go up. So it was a really good class. I hope she does more of these. It was a lot of fun. And perfect for that papery pack that they have now with her collections. And some of the other collections, I think, too. I'm not really sure who else does them, but so we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those, and I think they just turned out so pretty. Like, look at this giant tag. Isn't that cool? And perfect, like, this would be a great page title. So I can't wait to make pages out of these, but I wanted to show you guys what I learned because I thought that was really fun. So 8 of those clusters was one of the things I did. And then the next day was a whole day of creating, or starting, not creating, because you didn't finish anything, right? Oops, into my scrap papers. So this was the Discover and Create album. I love this binding. It's so pretty. I know lots of people like to decorate the front of their albums, but because mine go on shelves, I don't tend to, otherwise things like pull off and stuff. So I did start and like, I guess for me, one of the biggest things is deciding what I'm going to put in here. So this is going to be an album for my grandkids about their trip here last summer. Because I took like, I don't know, over 500 photos. I think it was like 530 or something. And so I thought I can get a lot of smaller photos in here and cover all of the things that we did together without making like 15 12 by 12 albums, right? So that's what I'm going to put in here. So that was one of the bigger decisions. And then so when we do the classes together, we kind of just like pick the papers, clip them together, and then set them in a pile. Pick the papers, clip them together, set them in a pile. So I did go through and tack everything down, punch holes, make sure everything was in the album, and that's as far as I got. And then I did that one page, and yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this one. Maybe I'll be able to share it with you guys next month. Because I tend to be lately scrapbooking in batches. So I was really hoping to do like Chrissy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches on YouTube. And I was going to do maybe some live streams. But I don't know if I can commit to that. Like, I don't know, working the 10-hour shifts is not making me want to scrapbook every day, but I am getting a lot done on my days off. That's for sure. Much more rested than I used to be. So that was another thing that I did. But I think most people come here to see my layouts. So that's the next, that's my big share, because that's primarily what I do is 12 by 12s. This is my stack. What? I know. So if you think about it, there's what? 28 days, 29 this year because it's leap year days in February, and I did 32 layouts. So I think that's pretty solid. So even though I'm not scrapping every day, I'm certainly getting a lot done on my days off, right? So here is, so one of the things that I've been doing is every Tuesday night I go live on our local scrapbook store page, and it's called Create Red Deer. It's a really small store. It's pretty new. It's not up online yet, but hopefully I know that that's one of the dreams of our small business owner. So hopefully soon. But this was one of my lives this month, and it was to promote this collection that was in the shop, and it was on sale. Partly, I guess, because it was marketed as a summer collection. But also I did this one because I had a class later on in the month with this one. So this was at the beginning of the month to kind of promote my class, really. So I did a class with this. Yeah, so that turned out really cute. Got some big triangles on that one. I really like the pattern of that. And then I did one to promote this Cartabella collection that just kind of got, like, I don't know, it didn't get the hype that it needed. So it didn't really get the attention it deserved. It's such a beautiful collection, and I'm going to definitely make more things with it. But so this was one of my Tuesday night lives as well. And if you're thinking that my store prices are atrocious, it's because I'm not American. I'm in Canada, and our prices are different. Our dollar's different. It's not because my store owner is overpricing things. It's just a different economy. Okay, so then another one we did on a live on a Tuesday night was to promote some chipboard frames. Lots of those in the store. So there's all different kinds, like Simple Stories does them. I think Minté does a version of them that are more like, they look like wood to me, but they're more like raw chipboard. But I used this the Where To Next chipboard frames. I made a shaker. I used them as embellishment spots, and also used one to frame my photo. So that was fun. Just gonna move a few of these other things out of my way so they can have a spot to put my notes down. Okay. And then the last Tuesday night live I did was, I watched Friday Night Lives, but I don't do my own Tuesday Night Live, was using, did I bring it over here? Yeah, I did. 6x6 paper pads on 12x12 layouts, and I made this layout with the kind of a grid background, and I used a sketch from Scrap-A-Sketch. So that was super fun. I think I forgot to mention too that on, I believe it was this one, I used the sketch from Creative Scrapbooker Magazine Sketchy Challenge Facebook group, and Jennifer Edwardson does those ones. So I'll link those two groups below. They are super fun if you like getting started with a sketch. I often do, especially if I'm on the spot, like on a creating live. It's nice to have that sketch in front of you to give you a place to start. Okay, then I went to a crop. Actually, it was a retreat. I shouldn't even call it a crop. It was a retreat, and I got a whole stack of layouts done. Look at this. What? I was so impressed with myself. And what I did, because I wasn't really ready for this crop, I was kind of like packing the night before and feeling a little panicky. So I had a bunch of travel photos printed a long time ago. I have a whole box full of them. They need to get into albums. All the albums are started. None of them are finished. that kind of thing. So I grabbed like, here's a stack of Harry Potter photos, and here's my Witches and Wizards collections from Echo Park, that kind of thing. So that's how I packed for that crop. So if you see a lot of similar themes, that's why. Also, I like to keep it down to a minimum in terms of like how much paper do I pack and that sort of thing. So it's easier to bring a collection. And I usually take kits, but I'm running low on kits, you guys. That means I've used them up mostly. So that's exciting too. So here is a few Harry Potter layouts I did. This one is all about, actually all of them I think are from when we went to Warner Brothers Studios in 2014. And they had, this was before California had a Harry Potter area in Universal Studios. So this was in Warner Brothers Studios, and they had like a Harry Potter exhibit where you could see different things from the show. So this was where the letters came through the fireplace, which was one of our favorite scenes. This is my son getting sorted into Gryffindor, and I think he was a bit offended when they told him he looked like a Weasley because he doesn't have red hair, but I don't know. That's what the sorting hat said. So they put him in Gryffindor house, which is super fun. Oh, my sunlight is giving me grief. Hope that's not bothering everyone. I can maybe fix that a little bit. Can I? There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, better. This one is from that same exhibit, but this is all about the costumes and wardrobe. It was very fascinating, especially these kind of costumes that are more like not your typical like human body type of costumes. And then this one was about how they used robotics and claymation and that sort of thing to film some of the different creatures in the film, because obviously like elves and mandrakes and that sort of thing are not giant enormous spiders. Life-sized are few and far between in our world. So those fantasy creatures and how they create them. So you got my little guy is sneaking in the picture with the goblin. So that was another one from the Harry Potter exhibit. So that was some of my Harry Potter layouts that I got done. And then I also had this like minion paper from, I don't know where. I got it a long time ago, probably around the time we took this trip, which was 2014. And so I thought I should put that layout together. And so I did. Yeah. So this one was a double pager because I had quite a few photos from the outside of the Minion Mayhem ride at Universal. And so that was another one that I did at that same retreat. Same trip, different park. Then I pulled out my, I don't even know what this one was called. Something about sea friends, or I don't know, friends of the sea. I don't know. It was basically a ocean collection, and it had like all ocean animals and stuff in them. So here is one of the Shamu show before it was shut down. Again, same trip, different park. This was SeaWorld Park, 2014. The beautiful belugas, same at SeaWorld. You know what? This paper was not part of this collection. It was in the giveaway. So at this retreat that I go to, they have like a table where you can put things that you don't want and then take things that you find useful. And so this was one of the papers that was on there. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's going to be perfect with what I'm scrapbooking this weekend. So I grabbed that paper off the table, and I love how it turned out. And then, and actually this background paper is also from that same table because it's like a camping collection, but it went really well with, I didn't want just a white background, so I pulled that yellow one off of there too. So then this one is I think it was from the same collection actually. And this is also SeaWorld San Diego. And then I was all excited that this sticker went all the way from one end to the other, and then it didn't matter because I ended up covering up part of it, so I could have cut it and moved it. But anyway, small things amuse small minds, right? Oh, not that one. I have two more of those ocean ones. So this is the same collection, but this is a different trip. This is Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto. And same collection, different kit, different trip. This was 2018. Again, Ripley's in Toronto. And aren't I punny with my title? So very jawsome. Huh? I'm so funny. I'm not. That's why it's funny. Because I'm not actually funny. Here is a double page spread. This was towards the end of the weekend when I was starting to power down and should have probably just gone home, but wanted to use up all my scrapbooking minutes. So then I took out a kit. So this is a really old, close to my heart kit. And it was kind of one that I had like the pamphlet for that showed like how to put it together, but I didn't have the papers anymore because I had used them before I acquired it didn't come all together anyway. So then I had thrown in other papers that kind of coordinated, but it still turned out super cute. So this is another one for my granddaughter's album. It was a double page spread. And then I did the other double page spread from that same booklet. Some different papers, and that turned out kind of cute too. This is a zoo page. And then I did a single page from my leftovers from that kit, and it turned out pretty cute too. This was a different zoo day. And with that, I had used up this sticker pack. I think this is the only thing I finished this weekend, or this month, though. On that weekend also, but that month. And also, I forgot to mention, I have been trying to use more, so I can put this in storage for later. I have been trying to use metals on my layouts because I have all these brads, and I had decided I need to use them or get rid of them. So I've been trying to use them. So this was my used up sticker sheet. Very exciting. And used that up on here. So yeah, see, there's brads on this one. Brads on this one. So they all have a little bit of metal on them. With the exception of the Vicky Boutin ones that I'm about to show you. So don't go looking for them now. Silly time to bring them up. So then this was the day 3 of the Vicky Boutin extravaganza for Discover and Create, and we did layouts. And her layouts can be, the way she does them is that they can be double page layouts, but I did most of mine as singles. So, and this was the same day, so it might go side by side in the album, but they tell two different, like they have different journaling on each one. And they have their own title and whatever. So they could go side by side and it would be fine, right? Or it goes this way. This way. Is how it would be if it was a double pager. Yeah. So that's one of the double page layouts from the Vicky Boutin Discover and Create. But I did it intending it to be, this is one layout. And then this is another layout. Because this one's about how he thought it was really funny that our long hair was staticky by the waterfall. So when you stood by the waterfall, you can't really see it in the photo. You can if you look closely, but our like strings of hair are standing on end as if you had your hand on one of those like bulbs at the science center. Kind of like that. This one I did actually do as a double page because I really liked how the paint strips went across from one side to the other. I thought that was really cool. So this is one of those pages where this is one 12 by 12 page and then this is one 12 by 12 page, but it's cut and then it's spliced together with this border strip. And then there's stenciling in the background. So fun. And I added extra photos. So I think on the original, I don't think there was a photo here, and I don't think there was a photo here. I added those ones later just because I had so many photos from this. This was one of the... So again, all of the ones from Discover and Create were from the same trip. So this trip was from 2021. It was really our first trip as a whole family after the pandemic. So in some of them, like you can see, we're still wearing masks depending on if there's people around or not. Yeah, so this was the Wax Museum, Louis Trousseau Wax Works on Clifton Hill in Niagara Falls. And we only went there because we had such a long wait to get into the restaurant we were going to. So then this one is another one from that same class. This one's all about my grandkids playing on the grass up while we waited for everybody else to do the journey behind the falls, because obviously they were too little for that and it's not like wheelchair accessible, so we couldn't take the stroller. And then this is from the same trip but a different day, so it won't go side by side. And actually I think this one might just go into her album and not into the family album. But this was all about how, like, being out in the fresh air all day, she just kept passing out in her stroller. Some of us were like, I wish I could pass out in the stroller. I'm pretty tired right now too. So yeah, cute. I love these. These are chipboard pieces in Vicky's collection they're for mixed media. Like they're matte finish. You can paint them. So I put Distress ink on mine and then sprinkled some spray mist on them, and they're really cute. You can't really see that kind of detail on camera, but it's so pretty. I love it. This one with the embroidery hoop is really cute too, this paper. So this one was from that same weekend and same trip. Like I said, I put all the same trip on these layouts. And this is us at the Whitewater Walk at Niagara Falls. This is about my husband going into town without me. So he went into Toronto to pick up one of the girls from the airport and bought himself a new hat. I was like, now you really look like a grandpa, but that's okay. You are, so you're allowed, but it made me laugh. This one, same trip, same weekend. This was at Casa Loma, and we thought it was funny because they were setting up for this really, really extravagant, expensive wedding. And my son was getting married the next day too. Like, that's why we were in Toronto, was picking everybody up from the airport so that we could bring them back to where my son lives and everybody could be there for the wedding. And so this was one of the things we did while we were waiting. And they were setting up for this like super extravagant wedding. We're like, yeah, our little background hoedown is not up to this standard. But not, of course, that's not what we would want anyways. That's not our style. But it was really, really beautiful. Getting married in a castle. Fancy. This one is so cute. They had only just met her, so this was our first visit with my younger kids out to see my granddaughter, because she was born during the pandemic. So a lot of us, like, I saw her, but a lot of the other family hadn't. So this was the first time the boys met her. We were at the bowling alley and they were just like loving on her. So sweet. She just was so excited and they were so excited. So that was it for the Vicky Boutin extravaganza. And then this past weekend at the local scrapbook store, I taught that class that I was telling you about with the Boho Sunshine. So that was this Simple Stories collection here. And I did 6 layouts during that class. And it was all about how it doesn't have to be... So just because this was marketed like as a summer collection... So like my first layout was a summer layout, and it was about my grandkids meeting my friends' little ones, because it's really funny because they're super the same age. So one of my coworkers, who I don't work with anymore, but we're still friends, her kids, she was pregnant with her kids at the same time as my daughter-in-law was pregnant with my grandkids. And so we had the same app where we would see how big the baby is, and they're like... These two are a month apart, and these two are a month apart. So it was pretty funny. Okay. So yeah, this was one of the layouts that I taught. It was, we used the branding strips in this one, which was super fun. And yeah, like I said, this one was on theme. It was a summer layout for sure. And then this was like sort of on theme because it was more of the boho side of the collection. So this guy called the Woodcarver, he was actually featured on the Weird Homes TV show. You can actually YouTube it and watch the episode, but it's within driving distance from our home, and we had driven out and went and saw his home. It's since burnt down and the artist has passed away. So it's historical, but when I saw like the boho vibe, it made me think of him, so I did a layout about that. And then my other layouts were all about different things, being inspired differently. So this one was inspired by the colors. So even though it's bowling and has nothing to do with summertime, the colors went well with my bowling photos. This one was inspired by an icon from the collection, some records there. And that's a concert we went to. And then this one is just inspired by this tag here that says, "You are my sunshine." So basically any of my grandkids could have been on this layout, or any kids in my life, really. They light up my life, my cousin's kids too. And then this one was really inspired by one of the papers that's actually not on the page, but it was, which one? This one with the wavy rainbow made me think of Easter eggs. And so I did a layout about decorating Easter eggs. So that is what I got accomplished in the month of February 2024. And it is a total of 36 12 by 12 pages. I only count the layouts. So for me, 32 layouts, which is really a seriously good number for me for the month of February. And then I also did the 8 clusters and the 2 6x6 pages because they're front and back, right? Which were on this like embroidery hoop. So it's the smaller version, the 6x8 version of that paper that we did a layout on that had the embroidery hoop, and then we cut it and made a page out of it. And so that's the back of the page. So that's 2 6x8 pages, I count that as. And then I started on that album, of course. So lots of scrapbooking done, even though I can't scrapbook every day anymore. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. If you are interested in watching my live streams on Tuesday nights, they are on our store page, so I'll link that below, and they're on Facebook, so that's where you'll find those. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are all well. Take care of yourselves. I love to hear from you if you want to leave a comment, and have a great day. Bye for now.